And welcome to the CNC NBA Factory podcast. I'm Corey.
And I'm Carter.
And today we are going to discuss NBA free agency, right?
Yeah, since last time we talked about the NBA draft.
So let's kick it off. July 1st, everything starts off with a bang. Steph Curry, 5 years, $201 million. Carter, thoughts?
Probably one of the easiest decisions in all of free agency this year.
Right. No-brainer for the Golden State Warriors. The next one is a signing that's near and dear to our hearts. Jeff Teague, 3 years, $57 million. Thoughts?
You know, I like this, especially when you see what Drew Holiday got, especially what George Hill got. I like this deal.
I don't know if I like it to what George Hill got, because I think Teague is guaranteed for 3 years. I think Hill got 2 years guaranteed. Very similar players. I think for the Wolves, and we are Ricky Rubio fans, I think he will actually fit better, though. Don't you think?
Yeah, I just wish he was a better three-point shooter because he's not that great.
I think what people will forget is when the Atlanta Hawks were a top
Yes, they
team,
won 6 games.
and he was
They had
the
4 All-Stars.
and he was a point guard. So I think the Wolves fans will be pleasantly surprised. Next signing we want to talk about, Patrick Mills, 4 years, $50 million to the San Antonio Spurs. Kind of a no-brainer. Any thoughts?
He really fits in with the Spurs system. I think Pop likes him. He might be the starting point guard this year if Tony Parker isn't that good.
I think Tony Parker is on the last few. This is probably the last season for him. He's definitely gone downhill. Don't you think?
I think it's got to be the last for Manu and him because Manu's 40 now.
Right. All right. And the next contract, Sean Livingston, going back to Golden State, 3 years, $24 million. You know what? Good for this guy. I know you're not old enough to remember it.
Yes, he almost got his leg amputated.
But
Clippers.
you didn't see it.
I did. There
It's
are videos.
horrific.
Dad, it is an awful sight. There are videos of it.
Ah.
Yeah, it hurts.
All right. Next one, 4 years, $46 million. Tony Snell back to the Bucks. Hey, Carter, if you're only a foot taller and you could be a 3-and-D guy, you could be making $11 million a year.
Yeah, he's a role player for them, so I mean...
It's an okay contract. I think they paid him a little much, don't you?
Yeah, I think a little bit much. I still kind of have to get used to really what the contracts now kind of are, because $10 million for a guy like that doesn't seem that bad now.
Well, I would say in this offseason, they haven't been quite as crazy. There's not been any Timofey Mozgov, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, any other player I'm missing from last year that was horrifically overpaid.
I don't remember.
Those are the top three that come off my head.
Really, I think what it was is NBA teams thought the free agency, like the salary cap, was going to explode again. Like, not just
and it went down, actually, $2 million.
No, it went down even more, because when free agency 2016, they thought it was going to go up by probably like another 10 or 15 million.
Right, but I thought it went from like 101 to 99 million this year, didn't it?
No, that's what it was expected to go to, and then it
only got to 99 million?
Yeah.
Okay. Next signing, Drew Holiday, 5 years, $126 million, back to New Orleans Pelicans. Enjoy him, New Orleans. You can have him.
I think George Hill and Jeff Teague are better, and they are getting paid less.
Agreed. The next signing, Blocky Griffin, 5 years, $173 million, back to the Clippers, grossly overpaid. He will be hurt. This will be an albatross. Carter, thoughts?
I don't like this for the fact that he's probably going to get injured. I mean, and he might not even play that good since Chris Paul is gone.
Yep, I agree.
Good for David West.
Mr. Mean, David West, 1 year, $2.3 million, back to Golden State Warriors.
Another ring.
Yep. Langston Galloway, 3 years, $21 million. Carter, I didn't see enough of Langston Galloway to care about him, so I think
that's why this contract is bad, especially since they traded for Avery Bradley later because he's a shooting guard.
Yep. The next one, Zuki, not Zucchini, Zuki to the Rockets, 4 years, $5.6 million. I mean, this is barely over minimum. This is just taking a flyer on a guy from China.
According to Isaiah Thomas, though, he just needs to get some weight on him.
Oh, my gosh. How many times did he say that?
Oh, every time he had the ball.
So what we're referencing is we were watching Summer League, and Isaiah Thomas just kept saying, he's got to get stronger. Once he gets stronger. Isaiah, we get it. The first 15 times, he needs to get stronger. Next free agent signing, J.J. Redick, 1 year, $23 million to the Philadelphia 76ers. Didn't he basically get more money in 1 year than he did from the Clippers over like 3?
I don't.
It's
All I gotta
something-
say is he probably has to thank Steph Curry for the fact that he's getting paid that much.
Why does he have to thank Steph Curry?
Oh, with the three-pointer would not be as valued if Steph Curry didn't do anything with it.
Okay.
I'm just saying he wouldn't get $20 million contracts. He might have still gotten like 15. No chance he's getting offered like 25 by the Rockets.
Right. All right. Our next free agent signing by the Philadelphia 76ers for 1 year, $11 million, Amir Johnson. Now, I appreciate the J.J. Redick contract, but I think Amir Johnson is not worth $11 million. I think the only saving grace is they only signed him for a year. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, good for Amir Johnson getting that cash because he's going to be a backup power forward for them.
What do they need a power forward for, by the way?
I don't know. They have Saric already.
Well, I think they're probably looking for experienced backup. A little veteran presence, right?
That's probably why they signed J.J. Redick.
That's a good point. Charlotte Hornets signed Michael Carter-Williams, former Rookie of the Year, 1 year, $2.7 million. Can you say this is a make or break year for Michael Carter-Williams?
I think the break has already happened once he got traded to the Bulls and it didn't do anything on a roster where their point guards were all bad. I want him to see him play good. He showed he could do it when he was in Philadelphia.
That was 1 year, basically. After that, he sucked.
Yeah, but the process ruined him.
I don't hold out much hope for him. All right, next signing, Cleveland Cavaliers signed Jose Calderon.
Good for Jose. I don't know why the Cavaliers did this. He's not good enough to play for them, and he's not even that great a playmaker.
I think he's a good shooter. That's probably why. A three-point
Kyle
three-point shooter.
Korver.
But plays a different position. The Utah Jazz re-signed Joe Ingles. Ingles, right?
Yep,
Why did I
Joe
want
Ingles.
to say Ingles?
You're thinking of Damian Ingles.
Oh boy, 4 years, $52 million. I don't really like this contract, Carter. I think they overpaid him. I think he's a liability defensively, and I think they'll regret the signing. Thoughts?
Yeah, especially since they seem to be a team that's going to go into kind of a rebuilding mode.
Think so?
I mean, I know they're not going to try, but realistically, they kind of are at this point.
All right, not a bad idea. Next signing, Andre Iguodala goes back to the Golden State Warriors after flirting with a couple different teams. 3 years, $48 million.
Tease.
They had to re-sign him. He
Oh,
is
they
the
had
glue.
to.
I mean, he's the best defensive player on the. Well, he's not the best defensive player on the team, but he's the best defensive wing player on the team, right?
I could argue Durant might be better now.
Maybe, maybe, but good for him. PJ Tucker went to the Rockets. 4 years, $32 million. I'm okay with this contract.
I like it.
Yeah, especially with the later addition Chris Paul. I like it even more, I guess.
Well, is he going to be the backup small forward or starter?
I think he'll be a backup.
Backup to Trevor Ariza?
I think so. The next signing, 2 years, $28 million for your Minnesota Timberwolves. 6'9", 10. Taj Gibson, 2 years, $28 million. Thoughts, Carter?
I like Taj Gibson. I just think he got slightly overpaid here.
2 years only, though? I like
Well,
it.
I like a 2-year deal, but I think he just got overpaid.
Okay, so let's look at 2 years, $28 million for Taj Gibson. The next signing, Serge Ibaka, 3 years, $65 million. Thoughts on the Taj Gibson signing now?
Still think he got slightly overpaid.
So you think he's overpaid compared to Serge Ibaka that got over $20 million a year? Almost 22.
I like Serge Ibaka.
Charlie, bite him.
Ha.
So if you hear anything on the podcast, people, that's the puppy, Charlie. She's becoming a lap dog, even though she's like 40 pounds now and 4 months old. Right, Charlie? Yes. All right. We will very much disagree on the Serge Ibaka and Taj Gibson. I think Taj Gibson is a highly underrated player. I think that's a great signing, and because it's 2 years, makes it even better.
Okay.
Jody Meeks went to the Washington Wizards. I don't care.
2 years,
$7 million. We're happy for him. Kyle Korver, for some reason, was signed to a 3-year, $22 million contract by the Cleveland Cavaliers, which means they're probably paying him about
7.3.
I'm sorry, the Cleveland Cavaliers are probably paying about $21 million a year for Kyle Korver because they're probably way over the luxury tax.
They
right?
are incredibly over it.
Houston Rockets, after a bit of a debacle, re-signed Nene to 3 years, $11 million. Good for Nene, right?
Yeah, because I remember talking a minimum deal, and we were kind of surprised he took that, but he played really good for the Rockets this year.
He keeps himself in tremendous shape. Excellent backup big man, right?
Incredible.
Good low post scorer. Okay on defense. The Toronto Raptors re-signed Kyle Lowry, 3 years, $100 million. Hey, how's that George Teague signing looking now?
What?
Isn't George Teague's contract looking better now? I don't think
No.
Kyle Lowry.
I want you to repeat that. Who got it?
Jeff Teague, sorry.
George Teague.
Sorry.
No, like I said, with the Drew Holiday signing, I should have mentioned this too. I think Kyle Lowry is much better than him, though. But what I'm really happy about is that they didn't sign him to a 5-year deal where they're going to regret it probably 2 years in when he is really bad. Because he's 32 or 3 right now?
He's not young.
He's definitely not young.
Next signing, Justin Holiday, 2 years, $9 million to the Bulls. I really don't know who Justin Holiday is. Thoughts on
Drew
it?
Holiday's brother.
Yeah.
And he kind of got slightly overpaid.
Ben McLemore, he of the lottery pick by the Sacramento Kings, who the Timberwolves wanted. Luckily, didn't end up with him. 2 years, $10.7 million to the Grizzlies. I'm going to be honest. I actually like this signing because it's only $5 million a year. It's a low risk, high reward because he's got all the tools, right?
I trust the Grizzlies can do something with him.
Good call. Player development is excellent in Memphis.
They take a lot of players you'd never heard of and turn them into okay players.
Paul Millsap, 3 years, $90 million to the Nuggets. Thoughts, Carter?
I like this. I like this signing. But some other offseason moves kind of confuse this for me.
Yeah. Let's see. In the no-brainer, Kevin Durant, 2 years, $53 million.
Good for him for taking a pay cut.
Yep. Darren Collison signed with the Pacers, 2 years, $20 million.
He probably could have gotten more.
Let's think about it. Darren Collison only got $10 million a year. Teague got more. Patty Mills got more. Basically, every point guard got more than him.
I think he's still a okay starter.
I think he's a decent player. I think that's a solid contract. Mike Scott went to the Washington Wizards for the minimum. I was surprised by that. I think Mike Scott was a quality late rotational guy. I think that's a decent signing. Your thoughts?
I mean, with a minimum deal, you really can never go wrong with it because you're giving them the least amount of money possible.
True. Okay. Now we get to a few interesting signings here. First one is George Hill of the Sacramento Kings. 3 years, $57 million. I thought this was a great signing. Carter?
I thought this was a great signing as well. I like that George Hill didn't get too overpaid. I think he got slightly underpaid. And, I like the thing where it seems to be he's also there to kind of hopefully mentor De'Aaron Fox and help him through his rookie year.
Yep. And the next signing, what I thought was interesting, was Zach Randolph.
Zebo!
2 years, $24 million to the Kings. Do a little mentoring. Thoughts?
I like that too.
Omar Caspi. 1 year, $2.1 million to the Warriors. I think he's a terrible player after watching him play the Wolves, but good for him.
He wasn't that good.
Then we get the big signing in free agency. 4 years, $128 million. Gordon Hayward to the Boston Celtics. I think Gordon Hayward is a good player, Carter. I don't understand the signing because Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jay Crowder, Gordon Hayward, don't they all play the same position?
Yep, but I guess the Celtics are going by get the best talent possible.
Okay.
Only problem is now they're going to have to pay Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, and they could have had Mr. Fultz instead, so I don't know. I just don't know if I like that move. I mean, I like it.
Oh,
I just
like
think there's
it.
more pieces. I don't know. Maybe Danny Ainge is smarter than all of us because he waited. He got an additional pick. He got another pick for the player, Jason Tatum. They said he would have taken number 1. Maybe he's smarter than.
People said it was Josh Jackson.
No, it was definitely Tatum.
No, they said it was going to be Jackson.
Then why didn't they take Jackson?
I have no idea, but I know that what you're talking about, how a GM was like, Josh Jackson will be taken first overall. It did not say Tatum. It said Jackson. I promise you.